Howdy, folks. Grok the DuckFarmer here, and I'm playing Homestead on the FTOG server, and I'm standing here in front of my bigger Create building because that's a nice flag, and it's got the FTOG colors swirling around there, which is loads of fun. For your trivia for today, 2 stacks of those sails is sufficient to make a max speed fan like this, or a windmill. And if you have some sort of dye, and I used yellow, red, lime, and blue, because the green is always just kind of like too dark. So I tend to go with lime. Anyway, you can right click the sails to change the colors. And if you double right click the sail, it'll dye the ones next to it. And then eventually when you're double clicking, it'll dye all of the connected. So otherwise that would have been a lot of dye. And nobody wants to dye like that. But anyway, so I did some work here in the Create building because I wanted to get all the functionality of that little building in here fast. And I showed off that I did the max speed, and it is now max speed because I have 8 wheels underneath. And I also took these devices, got the mechanical saw here, and I reversed the speed because I wanted it to cut it that way. It was cutting stuff into the base, and I was going, nah, it's not so good. And we've got the mechanical mixer here with its own little blaze burner. We got a mechanical press going into the depot, and another mechanical press going into a basin with its own little blaze burner in here. And then this is the millstone for pretty much the only thing I've used is to make flour at this point. Throw in the wheat, it grinds out, and then I've got a little hopper here to pull that stuff out. So this is not going max speed either. 8 water wheels got this up to 190 RPM, something like that, which is good enough. It's way faster than the other. And then if we, I put a little decorations here on the floor because that was necessary. And because I've got the windmill there, I've got rotational stuff going up here because why the heck not? The only thing that's really useful is this, the cuckoo clock that at noon will play a little chime, and when it's time to sleep, hey, there's the noon. And when it's time to sleep, it will play another chime, so you can know that. And then I just threw together a little Rube Goldberg sort of thing here that's taking some glowstone blocks, running them up this path, and then there's a ejector there that just spits it out to the next side, and they drop down and ejects over at about the same time. And there we go. Boom. And then that just comes over here and it goes up on top of this belt here, which throws it over onto the next belt just for fun. Just because I love these things. Anyway, I did spend some time doing some mining. Let's bring up the elevator. And it's such a nice thing to have the elevator here. One thing that I did do, let's scroll. I don't recall if I stated I made all these. I think I did. But you can see there's these flashes of stuff because I completed the side pieces that I wanted, and every 10 blocks there's a side piece of this copper casing. And down here, if we look at the map, yeah, I've done a lot of strip mining up and down from here because why not? Y40, I don't have anything here going on. Let's go up to the Y minus 10. I have done a little bit of mining up here just because in this area, I can get the glistening powder as well, and ran into a mine shaft over there that I'd already lit up. This one is my major mining area, and this should be up about this height because this is Y8. So it should be a little high, but I put it down lower so it would be possible. And see, let's just go up to the top. So just playing around, just mining for resources, mainly just while things were happening. I could watch stuff and I could just brainlessly mine, which was loads of fun. One other thing I did do as I was deep down in the darkest depths, I had come across 2 spawners, actually lots of spawners. Lots of them were zombies. This is a zombie, and this one's a skeleton. I think I've seen 2 skeletons, 1 spider, and like everything else is zombies. I grabbed these because I wanted to make a mob farm with them. And then if we run over here, I've got some lava going on over here because down deep in the nether, and I did some strip mining down there. Hey, bee, what are you doing there? You're not supposed to be there. Can I pick you up? I can. Okay, here. Why don't you come over here? That's a better place to be. There are two blaze spawners in here with lava on top, and blaze spawners are annoying because they will spawn. I think it's like light level 13 and below, something like that. And so because it's daytime, it's 15 right now, so that's why they're not spawning. With this lava here, it pretty well stops them from spawning at night, although one or two of them will spawn around the edges, which is fine enough for what I need, what I want to do. But I really want to make a mob farm to do some bulk getting of stuff like blaze rods. Blaze rods would be very handy. Speaking of which, let's grab some steak. Oh, I made some bacon sandwiches. Let's pull one down. If we look at the recipe on this, art, uh, bacon, some cabbages. Was it lettuce? I thought. Okay, yeah, with cabbages, I guess, and tomatoes, and plenty of bread. The bacon, you just cook up the bacon, and then you just chop up the raw pork, and that gives you 2 to 1. So that worked out really well. And then I thought this was lettuce, but nope. This is Oh, the lettuce did work because I've got tomato over here. Okay, so you definitely need a tomato of any of the varieties. So yeah, the middle one there I think is the lettuce. If I right click this guy, no. Okay, so the far left, that's lettuce. The middle one's cabbage, and then there's cabbage leaves. And the cabbage leaves, you can actually use the farmers to chop the cabbage into multiple leaves to double that. Anyway, I made a stack of the. I'm just gonna eat that bacon sandwich. Mmm, delicious. Okay, you can go away, and you can go back into there. I wanted to make a mob farm, I said before I got distracted. And for that, leaning on a lot of create and just generic Minecraft rules for mob farms. So here's my mob box. Yeah, it's not decorated, but it will be. Now, the bog standard mob farm, I make a 9 by 9 square like this, and in the center is where I will put the spawners. Now, technically, spawners don't do a 9 by 9; they do an 8 by 8. But I'm too lazy to try to remember which directions is the 3 and which directions are the 4. So I just do a 9 by 9, and then I don't have to worry about orienting the thing just right. Don't care. Anyway, so I've got 3 blocks here because I'm going to put the spawners on top of this. That way, if I manage to get a wither skeleton spawner, which I have seen is around, I just haven't found any myself, then I can put them on top in here, and the 3 of them, that space there will stop them from being blocked by the spawners. Although, if I go with these belts, they're down just a little bit. I don't know if a wither skeleton would be able to still make it underneath that. Because they're like 2.5, but I don't think this is half size. This is like a third down. Anyway, I'm using tinted glass just so it's dark in here because they obey the rules of needing darkness to be able to spawn. And I wish Apotheosis mod were in the pack because then you could adjust the spawners with like ignoring light levels, uh, turning off the sound so they don't make any sounds as they die, or best of all, turning off their AI so they don't try to pathfind anymore anywhere. That really reduces tick and makes mob farming so much easier, especially with cave spiders or regular spiders, because they always want to climb walls because they're annoying. Anyway, uh, the only way that I can think to move the mobs is water, which doesn't really work well with blazes because they will take damage, and if the blazes die from the water, then they don't actually drop blaze rods. So they need to be killed by a player or mechanically, and the only way I can think of with create is with a deployer. But I'm getting ahead of myself. The other thing I was thinking is a way of moving them around is using these belts. And I think that should work. But my question is, will they burn in lava? Because that I don't know. Let's go up. If I were doing this with anything, the just the zombie and the zoom, just the zombie and the skeletons, then I would put some lights around, and that would be sufficient. But because of blazes and their higher requirement for light, the only way I know how to stop most of their spawns is with lava. And so, do I have? I do. Let's hit E instead. And let me grab these lava buckets. And I will put one lava there. One lava there. All right, so now I can send a single redstone pulse up that should retract these sticky pistons to pull back the blocks, and so then lava should start pouring down. And if I'm lucky, we will find out. If I'm lucky, it will not burn the belt here and pour on down, because that's where I'm going to be while AFKing and doing stuff, and I don't want the lava to do anything. And it looks like it's not burning. That's very, very good. Okay, so that means I can convert the bottom here. I can convert it to all belts. I don't know whether I want to have all of them feed down to a corner and kill them, or have 9 killing zones so they all just come in. It depends on how fast these are generating, and I don't know. The blaze spawners are just that annoying. If we take a look at the light level, that's a light level 14. And if that's 14, well, I guess that's 15 because that's next to it is 14. So the area right next to it, that's a 14, and then next to that is a 12, or no, there'd be a 13. So maybe there would be a column of 12 here. There might be a few blazes that still spawn. Yeah, it should block most of the blazes. Anyway, let's turn that off, because that will be annoying to work with while they're there. And I was thinking I could just use a regular piston and move it over one, and then I could have 2 pistons fired off by the same redstone signal, except the light from the lava would leak through that piston head. So it needs it needs to be a sticky piston. Blazes, they're just always tricky. Anyway, so that there should be, well, I've got this here, and I think I need to put a little bit more of the tinted glass below, or at least enclose that area off, just to make it darker in here. Yeah, because there's going to be this gap here that can be shown through, and I think also light can go through the belts. So I may have to just spawn proof the area down below with slabs. We'll see. I've not done a mob farm with create, so I'm just kind of imagining how I can do this. And my standard way of doing this is get the box built, get the conveyor to move everything where you want, get the killing chamber or whatever process that's going to kill them set up, and then storage. And so all of those things I need to get done. And I don't have what I would love to have, which would be hoppers to sit there and pick up stuff, the absorption hoppers that mob grinding utilities has, which would be fantastic. I just don't have that here in this pack, so it's got to be create. It's time to set up a system here to turn this on and off without me actually being up here. So I'm going to unplug that and put down here a redstone link. And I love these little devices, and it's got signal channels, and I'm going to put the bones on both because this is going to be, I think that's the receiver. Okay, if I crouch click, that's the sender. Okay, so this is going to receive that signal. Let's go downstairs. And did a few things here, but let's just ignore all that for right now. And right here, I'm going to put the redstone signal, crouch so that it's got the little disc there. So it's going to send a signal. And then I'll put, and that should, I don't see that picking up a signal. Okay, what if we put that below you? That doesn't, still doesn't look like it received a signal. Huh. No, it didn't change anything up there. Why get signal? Because I've got this lever right here. And that should, unless that's the receiving end. Yes, that's, okay, I was completely backwards. Let's go ahead and put the other one up. I was thinking, there we go, crouch. Let's flip that. So now that should turn that off. Yep, you can see the lava is stopped coming down. So, yep, that's exactly what we want. Okay, I was thinking, yeah, this shows that it's actually broadcasting a signal, or yeah, it's broadcasting the signal, and this is also lit up on the side. And the other one has kind of a dish to receive. I was thinking the dish would be sending, but potato. Okay, so I went ahead and encased the bottom in cobble. It's just very utilitarian and working. And I've got all of these set up, and they're going, there's 9 of these across, one of the, and then they only go 8 down. And it looks like they're going the wrong direction, but the top layer is shoving it into this one. And went ahead and set up a single water wheel down here. And then it's got a large cog into a small cog, a large cog into a small cog, a large cog into... So that speeds it up. If that's speed 1, that's speed 2, that's speed 3. So that's decent. I don't really see the need to go any further. And to stop these from interacting with each other, I went ahead and put a casing on this one. So that spinning shaft here does nothing to that cog. Likewise, I put a casing here. So this one does nothing to it. Anyway, so that's what I did. That's working for gearing this. Now over here, I wanted to speed up this belt much faster. Let's go up and take a gander. It's late and I haven't slept in a while, so I'm gonna sleep really quick before the phantoms come out, because phantoms are annoying. All right, so up here, all of these belts are pushing into here, and then this one quicker is going to shove everybody into that section over there. That's the plan. And I left some of the cobble away from here. So there's this 2.5 deep space for the mobs to fall into, and it keeps them from getting out. So while the deployer here, you can see it's just going stabbity. While the deployer is deploying my sword, and now I have no sword because it's using it, it should be 2 hits should be sufficient to kill these mobs. And that's exactly what I want, to kill them super fast. I did have to hit that with my wrench. So instead of like handing the sword, it's actually holding the sword to stab. So that was important. This gear is what's coming from these 4 water wheels, and this goes into the rotational speed controller, and then that's connected to this gear, which is a vertical, up to this, which is a horizontal one. No, that's a vertical, pointing up to there for the speedy belt, and then this one over here goes into the deployer. And that's why it's pounding away super fast. And the way this works, and I had to play with this in creative single player to figure this out. When this deployer kills some mob, it picks up any of the drops and it holds on to them. And so if I've got a funnel here, in this case, I've got a brass funnel connected into a chute, which goes into a drawer controller. And then I also added a little a funnel here, or no, that's not a funnel. I'm looking at the funnel. This is a list. And if we look at the list filter, super cheap, but I was able to put the sword in there and then block it from being tossed out and sent into my storage. And originally I was using some trim to move the storage over to here. And then I was thinking, I probably don't have much by way of stuff that's going to come into here. So probably this is just fine right here. So that should work. I'm hoping that will. Uh, Nothing like, flying with the seat of your pants and not actually knowing whether or not something will work. This hammered path here stops any mob spawns down here, regardless of the light level. And a little patch of darkness over here, and we're getting there, but we still have a light up above. And then I moved my spawners over here. So let's do this. And I want to break that one and that one. And yeah, I've got cobble I can do. I'll cobble. Wrong cobble. So let's grab the first of these spawners. It really doesn't matter which I grab first. Hey, it's a zombie spawner. You're coming with me. Now let's put you there. And now let's grab the skeleton spawner. Let's not grab the skeleton spawner. I'm just thinking about this. Let's test with this zombie spawner first and make sure things are working well here before we commit ourselves to the whole bit. So I'm going to put a torch on top of you, because if we look at the light, because of the torch, we got these lights here. But if we break that one and break that one, and I think those just got tossed over there. Getting darker, it's getting darker. Let's break that. Yes, now it's all dark in here. Oh, the zombie picked up wow, he just died really fast. All right, let's turn off that. I want to collect. What happened to the... It did grab the torch. Oh, because he picked it up. That's why. Yeah, it looks like two punches and he died. Let's see. Rotten flesh. I want... Nope, not there. It's over here. The quantity key. I don't want to lock anything, but I do want to see... Ooh. Armor. Armor's going to be a problem. Okay, I'll have to figure out what to do with that. But what I can do is I could lock these. I can lock these for the various normal drops. Pretty much I think rotten flesh is all I'm going to get from the zombies. So the skeletons should get me... What should the skeletons get me? The skeletons should get me just... Thinking about it, just arrows, bones, maybe a few bows, and again, some possible bits of armor. All right, let's goodbye. This is going to be possibly hazardous. I should turn the lava lights on, but they take away a while to go away. So let's just go doink, and now we've got you on top. Ouch, don't shoot me. That's just rude. Yes, very rude. So let's collect up that. Oh, we got a carrot. All right, I'm going to take the carrot and put you there. Bones are more likely to be a drop from the skeletons. And I think blaze rods. Yeah, let's take the bow and put you up there along with that. I want to lock some stuff now. So I can lock that and lock that. And so, what the heck is that? A pitchfork. I had not seen a pitchfork before. Well, what I can do is, once I've got enough of these things filled up, because there'll be potatoes, iron, ingots occasionally. I'm trying to think. Yeah, I think that's it. Blaze rods here. Then this will be just random crap. And I think what I can do is I can pull this and just vend it all. Just, toss it into, anything to destroy it. Oh, we've got trash cans, so that will definitely work. but this is working. Okay, that's good to see. I think let's treat the blazes. So let's bring down the lights, and that should stop spawning because it's just super super bright. And I need to bring over the blaze spawners now too. Yep, yep, yep. That should work. And that's just going to be annoying here to have to deal with this. What's in this bow? Power one. Who cares? This is a chainmail. Who cares? I might be able to. Because if you run this through, if you're really really low on anything, if you don't have much by way of iron or gold or things like that, you can take the various tools, run them through the blast bolter, or we could run it through the smelter, and that would melt these down. However, I'm kind of thinking if I set this up as the blast, the bulk blasting, if I send a bow through that blaster, the heat from that lava will burn up the bows and they can just go away. And anything that is an ingot could probably set up another brass funnel on the deploy. That's a possibility, but first I just need to process this. And I'm now processing the random crap that the mobs give me, the skeletons and the zombies specifically. What happens is the extra stuff that's not in the locked storage drawers, they get sent down through that chute. They drop down here, and they land on the depot. Where if they are metal-based tools, armor, stuff like that, they will get melted down into ingots, and then I have a little filter here for gold ingots and gold nuggets and iron ingots and iron nuggets. I haven't seen any nuggets, but sometimes those come through. And I've got a few things that have actually been processed, which is pretty cool. Let's head on up. Oh, and I brought it down here because I wanted to get this lava light away from up there. Let's head on up. And then I realized I needed to put some slabs here to stop the light leaking around the barrel. Anyway, so this barrel has the chute underneath it, so anything that comes in here just gets shunted on down below. And I'm using toms here to use this hopper to pull out of this top 2x2 drawer into the inventory connector, which then goes into here. And that has worked out really well. And you can see I've AFK'd and got a lot of these results. These ones I've put an upgrade on here so I can hold a lot. These ones are just pretty rare, and that's just the way it goes. Yeah, I think everything's the same. I did put a cobblestone slab roof because I keep thinking that they're targeting me, or they might be targeting this deployer. That might be what's happening here. Anyway, let's go out, and I do like pressure plates here to open up doors. And I've done a little bit of decorating because just that plain box is boring as all get out. So leaning in with the ebony, because hello ebony, and loving it. So just going with this. It's not anything special. It's just trapdoors and stripped wood, and just to give a little bit of the sameness as what I've got. And because I do have over here these walls and the fence posts and the lanterns, I'm doing the same thing up at the top. You know, two walls, a fence post, and a lantern. Just because, and it's been working. It's been working really, really well. Hi there, Kitty. And so now I can actually get and use tons and tons of blaze rods. In fact, I will. I'm going to grab a stack of that and a stack of that because those are both very useful, and I'll be able to use them. The blaze rods, lots of uses for blaze rods. Oh! One thing that you can do with a blaze rod, you can just put them on the ground. See that? You can place them. They are a light source, which is funky. Supplementaries, I think, does that. You can do the same thing with sticks, but they don't glow like the blaze rods do. Anyway, that gives me a lot of good stuff. The rotten flesh I can smelt down into leather, which means I'm no longer having to hunt down cows to sit there and get the leather from them. Not that I've been using leather much recently, but that's okay. Because now I've got me a mob farm, and that works out really, really well. Still getting a few of the blazes leaking through just because there's not quite enough light in there, but definitely stops the zombies and the skeletons, so that works. Anyway, this has been Grok the Duck Farmer here, playing on the Homestead server with FTOG, and yeah, I totally messed that up, but that's okay. Thanks for watching. Bye.